Everybody, Ian from IanFernando.com here, and I want to talk to you about a couple things, topics. And I know I promised you I'd be blogging a little bit more, and I think if I video blog, it'd be much easier. It'll give me a quick time to talk about a topic, and plus type it all out in the blog. So let's talk about transitioning from a work-at-home office lifestyle to a office lifestyle. As you already know, I've been in and out of the offices about probably 6-7 years already. You can see it throughout the blog. I went from home office, co-working office, my own office, to now a bigger office with employees. And what do you want to really set in the office when you move from the work-at-home lifestyle? Because the work-at-home lifestyle, like you can see here, is that I can basically do whatever I want. I can just basically turn on TV, walk to the bedroom, make my own food, cook something. Whereas when I'm at the office, I'm limited to turn on TV to make sure I don't annoy any of the other employees. I'm limited to the food. Well, I have more selections on the food when I will walk out down the street. But work at home, I can actually work without my clothes. You know, just work on front of the computer without no worries at all. Whereas I kind of want to dress up when I go to the office so I can set that tone, set that environment, set that vibe at the office so everybody knows what I kind of expect, right? So to transition is pretty easy. You know, you just have to really think about what kind of vibe do you really want at the office? What kind of environment do you really want at your office? You know, do you want everybody to start dressing up in, you know, button-ups and khakis, or do you just want to be nice, calm, look like a startup company where you just wear a t-shirt and go to work, you know, but have to have some minimal standards like no shorts or something, you know. The thing is that when you go from the home office to the office, there has to be some sort of standard, because remember, you're sharing an office with your employees, or you're sharing the office in a co-working space where somebody is basically challenging you on how you look like, you know, because somebody's judging you right away. Whereas when you're working at home, nobody really cares how you look because there's nobody around you, right? So that's the thing. There's a big difference. Expectation does play a huge role in what everything is being applied to on how you look, how you perceive yourself as a business owner, how do you do your own marketing, how you come into the office late or early, you know, whereas I can basically create my own schedule when I'm at home. You know, I can wake up at 10 o'clock, I can wake up at 6 a.m., I can do my job at 7 p.m. Whereas the office, you know, there might be hours at a co-working space where it's only open for 12 hours, maybe there's no lock and key for 24 hours. You know, there's a lot of other limitation from that aspect. But the best part is, like, for example, right now, I'm working at home because there's a snowstorm in North New Jersey, and it is horrible. So I basically told all the employees to go ahead and work from home, and that's the best flexibility that I can give to my employees instead of them going to the office all the time. But what I expect from them is obviously them to do work, and when they come to the office, I want them to focus and do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? It's the best part of showing an example, being a leader to your employees while your employees also teach you something about the business, because again, these employees, they help my company grow. You know, and that's the best part about it. They actually teach me, they actually show me and give me better ideas than what I can probably provide, because they have an understanding of maybe the back-end development of our software, or how leads are currently being generated through a traffic source. It's a lot of things that I can learn from them, and that's the best part. But I also have to set the example. If I'm coming in late, 11 o'clock every day, and I expect my employees to come in at 9 o'clock, I mean, that's kind of a bad example, you know. This is my company, it's my boss, I mean, this is my office, so it's like I have to set that example. You know, if I'm on time at 9 o'clock and 9:30, I expect them to be there as well. And I don't want to be the aspect where, you know what, you can't come in late, you know, because I'm not even coming in early, you know. So I have to make sure there's a balance between the lifestyle that I want and, of course, to my employees. So transitioning is all about thought process and what do you expect. What do you expect from your employees? What kind of environment do you really want? So that's all you have to do. It's basically lead and show by example. You know, they always say lead by example, and that's all you really have to do. If you want to start wearing suits and attires, I mean, you can do it. For example, I stand up all day, and there are 4 out of my 11 employees that are standing, you know, because I've set an example, and they're all curious. They want to see why. And they started standing Some of them even bought their own standing up desks. Some of them created their own unique style of standing up desks by using boxes and styrofoams. Some of them stand up and down or up for most of the day, while some of them just sit part of the day. So it creates this nice environment of mold that we all can play around with. They learn from me and I learn from them. And that's the best part. So all you have to do is just lead by example. Don't really think too much of what you expect. If you go in there, send all rules, what you expect, and you're not even going by your own rules, then you kind of expect that it might not work to your well-being. But if it does, because you are doing it and you are even over surpassing your own rules, then you'll notice that your office and employees will even surpass it with you. So it's all about expectations and leading by example. So transition from the office, from your home office to your office, either the co-work space or an actual office, is all about leading by example and setting the expectations. So very, very simple methodology, but it can go wrong. So just do it really, really slowly, and just don't force a lot of stuff on the employees, especially when it's probably less than 15 employees, less than 20. When it gets a little bigger, then you can set the expectations because you have set ground rules. But if it's a small company, I have only roughly 11 employees. So that's all it is. I give them the flexibility because I can, because I do the flexibility on my own as well. So just set the expectation. Just don't go to the office shirtless and with boxers on. That's all I gotta say. Okay, guys, thanks.